You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. Good. Welcome everyone. Connect, share the stream. Today is your opinion day. Okay, today is the day of your opinions. And so we're going to be taking live calls.
After centuries of misguidance caused by slavery, colonization, lack of awareness of our history, and institutional disinformation, a new Africa is on the move, determined and getting organized. Afrika tuko pamoja. Welcome to the United Kingdoms of Great Africa. The United Kingdoms of Great Africa is the cradle of the alliance movement of all African intelligences around a common ideal: the unity and development of a strong, conquering, and completely dedogmatized Africa through the channel of a strong organization called the Africa We Want Global. You are an African, Afro-descendant, researcher, historian, scientist, or simply an NGO. You want to be part of this great historical march towards the total freedom of an uninhibited Africa? Visit our website www.africawewantglobal.org. Register and discover the range of our platforms for change. AfricaWeWantGlobal.org. Join the kingdom, be part of it. An initiative of Dr. Susan Tata.
Wonderful. Thank you, dear Africans on the continent, in the diaspora, and everywhere, wherever you're connecting to watch us tonight. I am so happy to have you here today. Today is opinions. Opinions mean we want to hear your opinions, share your contributions about what you think about certain topics that concern and affect us as Africans in our continent. I hope all of you are hearing me. I hope all of you are connected. I'm not so sure because my technical team, Tumi and Ia, are not in. And sometimes when I don't have them, like the backup team, I just feel insecure. Please give me a sign. Let me know if you're hearing me, if I'm audible enough, because we're going to be taking your opinions, questions, and on this particular topic, Burkina Faso, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We already were talking about the issue of the coup d'etat or the military takeover in the Burkina Faso. And this has been very, very interesting because on the Pan-African Daily TV News and Facebook page, Patrick Kaserim has been reporting incidents out there. And there's also been a lot of videos that we've been sharing on the Pan-African Daily TV Facebook page. And I think all of you or most of you are watching me directly from this page. So yes, what are we talking about today concerning our opinion? Opinion is all about the role that His Excellency late Thomas Sankara played in Burkina Faso and Africa as a whole, and also the issue of the current Burkina Faso structure today has been very wavery. We've not only seen coup d'etats even 8 months ago, and the new incident is happening. And the question that a lot of Africans are asking is the ghost of Excellency late Thomas Sankara haunting the Burkina Fasans, not only Burkina Faso, but Africa as a whole. Now, in the past, we've always talked about, or when we started the Pan-African Daily, like I said yesterday, it was always about our challenges, African challenges. and solutions by Africans. And most often we started with very, very critical lectures from scholars and academics and voices and great leaders at home and abroad. They've been lecturing us, and we've been on this topic for long to understand who we are, what are our challenges, who are our friends, yeah, and how do we get into some of these challenges. So, but the new wave as we start this season on the Pan African Daily, like we announced yesterday, is going to be about self criticizing, thinking about ourselves. What is our role in our own challenges as Africans, and what are our own solutions? And so, actually, this season is really going to be more about us. We have to face our own demons. When we say face our own demons, we do know that every one of us has a demon within. But most of the time, we look at the demon without and we wonder why some of these challenges are not solvable by us Africans. I really appreciate all of you that are tuning in. I appreciate all of you from wherever you are watching. I need your contributions today. I'm going to open the lines in just a while. But like I said, the topic today is the ghost of late Thomas Sankara haunting Burkina Fasorians or Africans as a whole? It has always been almost a tradition, as we can say, because sometimes when we talk about the African traditions, we forget to understand that one of our biggest tradition is that they will always have to use an African to kill an African. Whether you call it using or not using, whether you call it it's a systematic thing, oh no, we always look for every reason to defend our demons, the demons within us. We defend them so powerfully. And for that reason, we don't see our own contribution to our own very challenges. I mean, a lot of scholars and people and even opinions, and even you watching us, have said it a couple of times that Africa's problems are Africans themselves. Let us talk about that. Why is it uncomfortable for us to talk about our own contribution to our own underdevelopment and so seek critical solutions from us? Because otherwise, we keep blaming every other person other than ourselves. Because otherwise, we refuse to change and to grow up because we always keep pointing fingers to every other person. And no matter what the situation comes up, we would always twist it in any one way or the other to make the other person a culprit of our solution, of our challenges. No, this is the season of self-critique. And so we're going to be talking about the challenges that we are facing. In the diaspora, particularly in Germany where I'm sitting, they call a particular period like this intercultural week. An intercultural week, you know, organizations, states, communities talk about the challenges that African or the migrant community are facing with integration in their various communities. Okay. Yes. So we are also going to address in the coming seasons our own challenges of integrating in our different communities, whether in Europe, even in the communities on the continent. Okay. Because otherwise, we start looking our own demons, we would never open up to challenges that are cast by us ourselves. It has always taken an African to get to an African. And most of us, we say we are sellout. Just like your Bibles tell you, it only took a kiss, okay? It took a kiss from a Judah on the jaw of Jesus to be sold for how many pence? For how many penny? Now, when we go into that structure, we have to critically analyze who was that Judah? Judah was the closest friend of Jesus, according to the Bible. Okay, why did it take a Judah to give Jesus a kiss? And in our communities today, who is the Judah among us and who is the Jesus? This can be metaphoric. It can just be something that they put in the pictures and name one Jesus and name one Judas. But these two are two emotions and two physical presence of one person. The Judah could be the demon in Jesus, the opposite of it, the outer energy of him. And the Jesus could be the spirituality that we are struggling, or we are educating ourselves to understand who actually we are. So why does it always take the closest to get to us? That's the question we're going to be talking about when we talk about the opinions on why did it take a Blaise Compaoré to get to kill a Thomas Sankara, and why till today Africans on the continent, particularly Burkina Faso, we see it breaking, and we have never visited our own demons. What is the root cause? It doesn't matter. We do know that all these things have external or invisible hands, or whatever we call it. But now we want to focus on us. Has to be all about us. So yes, the Burkina-Faso, like you said, thank you so very much. So we are not going, like I said, it's not going to be about, oh yes, they used us. Oh yes, we were used. Oh, it has always been somebody that has always been that problem. No, we want to focus on these two variables that has the same color, that were the best of friends. And today we keep always seeing why some of these continents or these countries, most of our countries are not stable. Have we actually gone to the root cause of our own various contributions? So I want to get your call. I want to get your opinion. You can as well drop your comment in the chat. Okay. You can drop your comments in the chat and I will bring it live. But when we open the lines, I want to hear you call. And please be short. Keep it short because everyone has an opinion and all our opinions count. We want to avoid the repetition of what the other one has said, right? When we started the Pan-African Daily, that was our tradition to give opinions for each and every one. Then we stopped that period and say, okay, let us focus and learn something first. And I think we have learned a lot. And so now it's time again for us to visit our thoughts depending on what we've been learning for the past this period here. So if it is your first time of being here, please, I do advise always for you to subscribe and click the notification button, because like you see, today we have been really generous with the time. Why are our time shifting? Because the Pan-African Daily TV is the voices of Africans worldwide. And we have different time zones and different time compatibilities, okay? So we represent Africans on the mainland. We represent the migrant communities of Africans out of Africa, but we do also represent the indigenous African diasporas wherever they are. And you see, because of the incompatibility of these time zones, it is really impossible to have a permanent time that suits our opinion. We have been cheating time space of the Africans on the mainland, because when we are tuning in always at 3 p.m. Eastern time, most of that time, countries in West and Central East Africa are already in bed. But we have seen that a lot of them really loyally and faithfully follow the Pan-African Daily. Even when we did shows like yesterday, when we had a conversation on 3 hours to 4 hours, there were most of them watching from the mainland. So we do congratulate you, you that are watching from Zambia, you that are watching from Northwest, Southeast of Africa on the mainland, for your support, for your engagement, for your learning, and for your contribution. So yes, we give the right of order to you today. That's why we are streaming today on 6 p.m. GMT or South African times. So you can always adjust your times if you're in the diaspora. That should be 12 p.m. or 12:30 p.m. out there in Eastern zone. But what I advise is to download the app Clock. You know, World Clock, you can always rotate so that we advise and we avoid always, oh, you're watching on this and this. And I want to thank all of you that are actually, you know, signing in on our various, just 2 platforms that we're streaming from, because our topics are actually relevant to Africans at home and abroad. If you have your opinion, like I said, the topic of today is the ghost of former or our ancestor Thomas Sankara, who was murdered at the age of 37, just 37. You can imagine this young, vibrant compatriot, son of Africa, that did everything for its people and Africans, just like any other leaders like the Muammar Gaddafi, like Kwame Nkrumah. Of course, he wasn't murdered, but of course, you know, these are opinions. They were murdered, or we know about the Patrice Lumumba and all the leaders that have been standing up in one or the others to be the voice for the Africans. Now the question is, why do they die so young? Who is the accuser? Who are the of the opinions that they were murdered because they love their countries? And why has Burkina Faso not been stable? And most of particularly French-speaking African countries not been stable. We don't see the so-called French, the straight face who does it. So why has it always been that it has been to a close friend or a partner or a brother that you eat together, sleep together, function together, rule together, being you? Why must it be you? So that's what we want to know. The lines are open on +49 1578 211 2379. You can also see it actually scrolling on our screen. And so you can send your calls directly, but please use the WhatsApp. We only accept calls that are on WhatsApp. Otherwise, you are going to interrupt, you know, the streamline today. I mean, I saw a lot of people that sign in and like, this is a very relevant topic, because it's time that we start also taking responsibility for our own actions. It's never always going to be, oh, somebody had to do this. Somebody always has to be the cause of our challenges. And we blatantly refuse to learn. It's been more than a million years. Call it colonization, we term it slavery, and the question is, why don't we learn? We know a lot of our leaders, a lot of our compatriots, our ancestors that have gone behind us with lots of literatures, teachings about why we need to unite, why we need to support one another, why we need to be there for one another. Why are we just always doing the opposite? Who is the demon within us, and why, and for what reason? So if you have opinion on this topic, please, I welcome your call. Or like I said, please drop your comments in the chat. We are going to bring it on the screen. And of course, your opinion matters, every one of you. Don't be afraid. Nothing is being recorded. It's just an opinion. And your opinion must not be the truth, okay? What is truth is truth, but what is opinion is opinion. I would love to share your opinion. Good. I already have some comments dropping it right here. I don't know whether this is actually an opinion or a statement, right? The question is, do we feel that because a son of the soil who fought loyally, faithfully, for in the interest of its people, Burkina Faso, and was murdered by one of his own closest brother, and that spirit has not rested? That's why we get all this. And who are those that actually supported in this? And we do not only see that happen in Burkina Faso. What about all African countries? So we want to share your opinion. Madi Peace is saying, because we are not living as a man, two wrongs never make one right. So let's do what is right. What is right according to you, Madi Peace? What is right according to you? And what is, in your opinion, we don't live together? We want to go straight to concrete case studies. When we generalize opinions, sometimes it's really difficult to understand. We want you to be able to state examples of, like, when we say we are not living as one man, what does that actually imply? This is a general overall, but what actually, give an example how we should live as one. Okay, how we should live as one. Of course, I do know living as one means being there for one another, being actually faithful, not going through all this neck breaking and backstabbing and betrayals and stuff like that. But what is it that we actually need to rise up to that level? What is it? How can we live together? Of course, we do know. If you ask every African, they would tell you, no, we live together. Of course, you see how we support one another, how we support our platforms. But what is it that is just still there that we haven't done that? I had a lot of opinions on the Pan-African Daily TV Facebook page, and a lot of Africans were actually pouring out their opinions out there, saying, yes, it is true. It is true that we Burkina-Faso, not just Burkina-Faso, we're using just a case study of Burkina Faso because of the coup d'etat, okay? because of this military takeover. How can it be in just 8 months we had a military takeover, and now that government is not certain? There's something happens. Are we not going back to our African spirituality to find out what the hell is wrong with us? That's exactly what we are doing right now. So, but anyway, Maddie, thank you so much for your opinion. Of course, we should live together as one people. Maddie said we want freedom and humanity. What does freedom mean and humanity means we want an opinion of ourselves. We want to be able to get self-determination. But how does that play a role for someone like Thomas Sankara? Okay, how does that play a role? Somebody who actually fought for the freedom of Burkina-Faso's, yeah, of Burkina-Faso, like we say. And that was freedom. There was just too much freedom according to the opinions that we have. What happened then? Do we really want freedom when it is one of us? So many opinions are saying that's why, the Caucasians or the white people are of the opinion they must rule Africa, because Africa still need maybe a second colonization, or fourth or fifth. And we see this dynamics probably, being materialized in different formats. We need freedom, but then we have freedom, but then this freedom is not enough, and we kill the very ones that fight for our own very freedom. What is that supposed to mean, Africans? Let us speak. Let us speak. Let us speak. Thank you, Habari. Obeam says, buried deep in our psyche, Shaka killed his brother to become king. 2 of his other brothers killed him in turn. So are we recycling our problems, our challenges? Are we recycling them? So we do it to one other person, and then one other person has to do it to the other person, and then the lineage of these curses continue from one generation to the next. When is it going to stop? Who is going to be that one that takes the responsibility to say, no, I'm not going to pass on this curse. I have to make an end. And how do we do it? A lot of people want us to move the change. We see the awakenings, we see the consciousness everywhere. It's because all of us are just seeking for one thing. But then how do we get it? We want to learn from your opinions. Thank you so very much for your contribution and your opinions here. Kovo says, if we can live with white people, we should definitely be able to live with each other. Absolutely correct. But the thing is, how do they manipulate? How do these manipulations? Is it the need for power? And probably these were not really our structures. But we also see it even in the past that kings will kill one another. If we revisit our pre-colonial history, is it just the good and the bad in us human beings? Or what is your opinion about it? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comment. Yes. So same thing again going on. Babangida coup Buhari then executed the other soldiers who tried to coup him. This is deep. Absolutely. That's what we're talking about. Like we say, we're just using Thomas Sankara as a case study, but we see this happening. We just had the opinion or the comment of, a South African brother about the Zulu brothers, and now we are hearing about the Nigerian coups. So it's like, stab my back, I stab your back, So where is the love and the unity among us Africans? Are we contributing to our own challenges? Of course, yes. When are we going to take the responsibility then, instead of always pointing these fingers? When are we going to start examining the demons within us and question them and fight them instead of defending them? Those demons are the opposite of us. And they are so strong. We need spirituality. We need the learnings that we're doing here every day. And that's why we wonder, why is it that the church is taking this advantage to say somebody is doing this? Why are we taking these advantages? Thank you very much, Leon. You said, same thing happened to Marcus Garvey. They sell them out home and abroad. So what is wrong? Where is this coming from? Why are we constantly being the passage? We don't see it in the other races. To be honest, show me a Chinese that does that. They defend every little bit, even their opinions about why they need to even occupy Africa. Every Chinese defends it with their blood. Every other folks of other countries, they just understand it's a right that even they keep pillaging Africans for their resources and their generations upon generations, even if they don't find it um, correct, but they stand behind it and everyone is mute. Nobody goes openly to defend their interests, the general interests and their national security against one another. What is the challenge that we are facing? I am bringing this conversation because these are questions that were raised by the very you. And these opinions are what we've been following on our different platforms. That is time that we start to talk about our own challenges by ourselves so that we can grow, we can learn. And so we should never disagree so much. Daniel is saying, same as coconut. Of course, we heard a lot. We heard a lot most of the times when King Maponga said, who are we? Coconuts just brown from the outside and white in the inside. Is that truly who we are? And but who are these coconuts? Because we're talking about facing our own demons. Okay, and we're talking about self-development. That's all what these opinions that you're sharing and these conversations are all about. Our opinions matters. Our self-development matters. Self-development means we have to look into our own selves and develop ourselves and question our integrity, our personality. Only so can we be able to stop the outer space of, oh, they did this, oh, they did this, and start asking, what is my role? What is my contribution? How do I feel about this? How could I have been helping without actually being aware? All right. I heard most of you say, Dr. Susan, you just do not open up the lines for us to share opinion. Of course, the lines are open. You can call. You can call and share your opinion live on this Pan-African Daily TV studio. The lines are open on +49 1578 211 2379. But do you know how water gets into coconut? Marie, I truly don't know. I truly don't understand. Probably some other people can actually, yeah. This is also an opinion. This is also a reason for us actually to share our opinion. Of course, I hope Captain Ibrahim is coming in to deliver justice and pick up from where late Thomas Sankara stopped. How are we sure? It's just 8 months, Jackson. It's just 8 months. Exactly every other person was thinking the same. But what happened again? What happened to that? What happened to that? Thank you for those that are connecting. I know it's not the usual time that we're coming live for you people in the diaspora. And today is a Saturday, people busy. You know, it's a shopping time. It's okay. But remember, this is a production. Just like yesterday, every time we come live, it's a live production. So you can always go back to the Pan-African Daily TV, Facebook and YouTube channels and watch the entire conversation. You'll never miss anything. Thank you, Sister Lisbeth. Greetings, Pan-African family, Dr. Susan Tata, and all the rest are listening. Thank you. All the rest who are listening. Thank you so much for being here. Our topic today is our opinion on facing our own demons, and we're using the case study of the Burkina Faso uprisals or uprisings that we're seeing another coup d'etat there. You know what? We're going to get an expert on this topic. You know him, a political correspondent on all that has to do with this kind of coup d'etats and uprisings. He will be joining us live in studio on Monday. Al Wahab is our correspondent on this kind of heavy topics. Because even though we're going to show our opinions, or we're going to deliver our opinions, maybe sometimes we should also understand the history, why these occurrences are coming. That is from the political perspective, okay? From the general knowledge, from the political knowledge, from the geographical knowledge. But we are talking about the spirituality knowledge. Have we actually examined ourselves sometimes why these occurrences happen? And it always has to be one among us that has to be the sellout. What is happening? It is the same thing. I was talking with Johnny Boy, and we talked about the situation of the migrants and integration in our communities. And one of the topics that we were talking about, I don't want to mingle or distract this topic that we are on, but it's the same thing. And we're beginning to see migrant community, African migrant community coming up with these issues of integrations. They are racist from not having housing, like the case study he was telling me about Italy. Italians don't actually rent out their houses to Africans. And then we begin to question why. Why? Of course, they defend their interests, but why not? And so these are all integration topics that we actually will be talking about. Is it just only about racism, or is also about our inability to support our own? When Africans rent these locations, Africans don't pay attention to the regulations. And before we know it, we don't have all these residents again. What is it? We have to examine the demons within us. And it is a challenge. Please, Benjamin, come on. Come on, yes. Come on. You can call. You want me to put the number in the chat? Of course, come on. Do you want me to come on? Come on. I just said the lines are open. You can share your opinion by calling. WhatsApp +49 1578 211 2379. That's the Pan-African Daily TV WhatsApp number, which is open for you to express your opinion. And let's move this conversation. What is wrong with us? It's at my aunt when I read a story about Paul Bourget. He tried to stand up for his people, and when he was wanted, he was captured by his own people. That's a shame. Opinions, of course. But the thing is, what? What is it? What is it? Why does this happen? Why does this happen? That's the question. We can shame them. We can criticize. We can say it's a disgrace. We can say it should not happen. Yes, but why? We're still not touching that. We're still not going to the point or to the point where we say, yes, it is us. We are not paying attention to what our inner sources is telling us. We're not paying attention to what is happening. It has always been, yes, it is someone else. Oh, shame to Blaise Compaoré. Everybody said it. He stood justice, and he would be saving a lifetime jail. But what is that? It did not work. And now we see some of the reasons why. A lot of opinions are also saying that's why our leaders don't want to give up power. They're always suspicious that someone would have to take over, and it will be a malicious intention, and they will take over in a dangerous way. What is it? What should we be paying attention? We must understand who benefits from the demise of self. When the people are hungry, dealing in a leadership position, the 7 deadly sins. Thank you so much, Lisbeth. Who benefits? The question is still, why is me? We listened to the conversation with Mama Bello, Professor Baina Bello yesterday. And actually, this was the point of the knowledge of ourselves, the point of who we are. Why do certain things have to happen to us? Do we intentionally not, are we not of the standard of actually asking, why do certain things happen to me? Or why should I be the one that certain things would happen to? Why don't I support my communities? Why is it that maybe I have a contrary opinion? Do we question ourselves? Probably we're not yet of that opinion that we start questioning ourselves because we're afraid to face our demons. Dr. Susan, Africans should learn something of the past for this present time. If we live in a system governed by a constitution, then we should try to understand it to our benefit. It is better to have free and fair elections rather than overthrowing governments legally voted in. If there is a mass dissatisfaction, if there's a mass dissatisfaction of those governing, then going back to the people once more is the way to go. At the same time, those leading country should not believe or conduct themselves as, being there forever. Thank you very much, Marsha Lawrence. It's very long. It's there, but the comments are in the chat, as you can see. We're going to be having King Maponga tomorrow on the African New Year. So you pay attention. We're going to have Al Wahab on this topic of our political opinions and the war on the continent and even the war in Ukraine. It's just a lot of wisdom that we have to understand. We have to learn to understand why are things happening the way they are happening now from expert. Thank you. I think one of the first comments or impressions that I begin to see that are going into the line of our opinion and the purpose why we're having this short conversation is beginning to surface. Divine Life says self-examination is rare with many. That's the point. That is the point. Do we have self-examination? Have we ever looked in the mirror and asked, who am I? Why are certain things happening to me? What is my opinion? Do I feel jealous when people grow? Do we question this opinion? It's a demon that is in us. It is in me too. Please give me a break. Like I said, when we are here actually about a liberation, a freedom. What is freedom? We say we want freedom. And we see people that stand up and be at the front liner of giving you this freedom, and then we gun them down. And then we say we are jealous. And then we say we hate each other. And then we say we cannot support each other. And then we say we cannot work together. The question is, what is that? What is that? Self-examination. Wow. I think we begin to touch that. If the ghost of Thomas Sankara is haunting Burkina-Faso, I take it like a case study, all of us Africans. Let's forget Burkina-Faso. If the ghost of Thomas Sankara is haunting us Africans, the ghost of Marcus Garvey, the ghost of Patrice Lumumba, okay? The ghosts of all those who put their lives on the limelight for the freedom of its own begin to haunt us because they had to, or one of us has to bring us down. Did we ever talk about this? Of course, this question and this topic has been brought to us, was dropped to us, that we have to discuss about is. And I find it really relevant. Do we question ourselves? And many are afraid to look deeply. What are we afraid of? What are we afraid of? We are so afraid to confront our demons. We're so afraid to confirm ourselves. No, we don't want to leave this. We don't want to let go. We embrace it. And now we come back to that very point. Black man don't want to see black man grow. Oh yeah. Who? To be honest, Maddie, that's it. That's the point. Who? The point is, who is the black man that don't want to see another black man grow, and why? This is deep. This exercise that we're doing today, this seminar, this webinar, call it whatever, this session that we are doing today, you see, even the questions that we're already dropping and our opinion is already that self-development, is that self-reflection. We are already beginning to question ourselves. We already begin to ask these same questions. We've sell out because some of us love white God masters so much than our own. Bible says Africans are cursed, and most of us believe that nonsense. Thank you. Thank you so very much for your opinion. I love this. This is exactly what for me is meaningful. And it's really just that simple for us to always, sit on our own comfortable zones and point fingers and really accuse each other and say, oh, Africans. Now the question is, who is that African? Am I questioning my own self? Am I questioning my reason for whatever thing that I want to do? Do I just want to do for self-aggrandizement? And when I saw some other person, my brother does it, like in this case study, I become jealous. When is that jealousy coming up? If we look at the case study of Blaise Compaoré and Thomas Sankara, best of friends, eat together, sleep together, discuss together, trust one another. When is the point where that demon of jealousy begins to grow within us? Do you pay attention to that feeling? Do we? Probably that's what we need. Like we say, yes. Do we pay attention when that thing creeps among us? Daniel Mayika is saying we lowered ourselves from God and goddesses experience to human experience, worshiping symbols, materials created by our own enemies. Thank you for your opinion. Wow. Wow. I see your opinions and your comments coming in. I love this and I thank you and I'm grateful for it. Because the Pan-African Daily you already named is the Kemet University. But it's not the Kemet University that people come and pour their opinion and their knowledge upon us. It's the Kemet University where we also ourselves are professors and teachers of our own very self. Where we lecture to our own very selves. Okay? Where we examine our own self. When is that time where you think, when you have that feeling? Do you ever have it even? Do you have that feeling sometimes that you look at someone, you're just jealous? Of course, we're going to say we're human. We always say we are human. Of course, we are human. It's a fact. But do you know that time? Like we said, this clear studies, this clear research, this clear inner searching between the situation of two friends, two brothers, work together, eat together, have the same ambition and mission, work close to close with one another. I just so damn trust you than no other thing else. Of course, Blaise Compaoré mind so good. His intentions were really good in the beginning. He stood also there for Thomas Sankara. Let's not get this twisted up. All of us, we start our relationships like that. Whether in our homes, in our families, in our communities. So we do start all. Me, I do also. We start up so well. Really good intentions. Standing for one another. When is that period when something start going wrong? When is it? Do we pay attention when our demons start growing up? Do we think Blaise Compaoré paid attention? Do we think so? Do we think? Do we think he realized at one point that there is a thought, and we always say, "Oh, that's the silent," and then the church calls it is the tempter, is the devil. And when they say it's the devil, and then we begin to look at someone else, and then they accuse something that is an illusion, and it takes away the ability for you to develop. Yes, if I look at someone always as my enemy, as how we call it, if I look at someone as my, I don't know, my, call it what, okay? And I always begin to look at this, and someone begins to tell me, that's your devil, that's your enemy. And that's why we see more quotations always coming up about us, like, I don't know, some of our opinions, our quotations, when we watch even our social media, look at some of the things you post. Get away from toxic people because they're the ones that are jealous from you. Or pay attention about your haters. These are comments that we do. But the thing is, yes, of course, maybe it happens. But now we're talking about us. I want to put myself in the place of your enemy. Let me just put my own self. Dr. Susan Tata, I jealous you so much. Now, I want to begin to ask myself, at what point when I used to work together with you, when we had nothing, at what point where Pan-African Daily actually is nothing now that we are? Now, I grow to a point where I begin to see myself as the God, and where I begin to disrespect you. And I grow to a point where I think you need to worship me. I grow to a point where I think, oh no, my opinion matters and I must impose it on you. I grow to a point where my demon becomes so strong, my ego rises, because maybe I get attention, because maybe I have funding, maybe you support me a lot. And then I grow to a point where I become too strong now. And I begin to look upon you. And then I buy private jets. And then I don't know what, I get properties. And then I own everything. But when I started so humble. I was so honored and respected by you. And you put your trust in me as a close friend, as a leader, as someone who wants to take us to the next. What just happened with me that I changed? This is what our opinions is all about. This is what this seminar is all about. This is what this life is all about. What happened that I betrayed that thought, that thought and that trust in you? Now, did you feed me too much that I became, like you support, you push me too much because you have the trust in me? And then at the point I start abusing you. And then now you begin to feel betrayed. And when you feel betrayed, now your demon begins to rise up and say, yeah, now who does she think she is? Now we were friends. And now everybody, she has the attention. And now I supported, I stood for her. We fought for her. And suddenly she's become someone else. Have we ever thought about that? That sometimes we always look at and say, oh, the enemy is the one without. And the message is really on the topic. And that's the opinion that we say, these gatherings. And like we say, we worship other foreign religions. And we put that. And that religion takes us out of our spirituality, on the ability for us to self-examination, develop ourselves, and then we tame it. It's a sin. Who committed that sin? At what point I need to always keep in touch with my reality? At what point am I going to start accepting I'm also a part of the problem? At what point am I really going to think and say, maybe sometimes I contribute? So when we always say it's the Satan, is the devil. And and then now you see the religious that were brought to us and they paint this devil that are black. And so you begin to always see that image repeatedly. We don't have that time to self-develop, to examine ourselves. I think if we really go back to the knowledge of ourselves, like Professor Baina was saying, like all our scholars here have been saying, without touching to the point of our self-examination. I'm still waiting. The lines are open. That's why I'm just moderating. I'm moderating these conversations and this chat. And I see a lot of people saying, yes, we love it. I see the opinions coming up. Yes, we're listening and we like it. The chat is okay. We mustn't call. It's okay. I do agree. But just know that it is your right. It's your choice if you don't want to call. Okay? It is your choice. It's not mine. And I do enjoy also the chats and the comments. It's just like some are too long for me to share here, but I'll try. I reckon sometimes God and Satan, devil, have nothing to do with our power behavior, our power test behavior. It is us, them Africans, who are architect of our own downfalls. Yes. It's not only us Africans, but we are focused on us because it has to do with us. Like I said, when is it actually a time where you look into and say, what happened? Do I question my behavior when I start getting to that point? Do I question myself? What happened? That I've been loyal? What is this that is creeping in me that I start looking at my counterpart, at my fellow comrade and my brother, and something gets into me that I feel a nudge to jealousy. When that thing comes, or that monster in me begin to grow, do I question that? Do I even know? Thank you so much. It's to unite patriotic youth. Thank you so much for your opinion. Thank you so much for your work. We do appreciate you. Imagine you are a compatriot. You are uniting your people, as you say, for one Africa. That's all of us are doing. But then we begin to question the opinion. We also had Thomas Sankara did that. We had Patrice Lumumba did that. We had Muammar Gaddafi did that. We had all Marcus Garvey did that. We had Harriet Tubman did that. We had Nkwinzinga did that. We are not the first. Please, we are not the first. No, we are not the first. How many times is Professor PLO here? How many lectures? How many? We just enjoy being entertained. Even PLO Lumumba said it. We are our own very problems. How? We know we are also our own very problems. But the thing is, we're still asking, how? Maybe the thing is, we don't even know that we are our own problems. Could it be? Because we're also talking about our memory of who we are has been lost, has been hijacked. But maybe we should start really holding this kind of lectures to say, at what point does my ego override my intentions? At what point? At what point do I feel this need to betray my brother, my sister, my partner, my friend? At what point do I feel, do I change? At what point do I even notice when I get these changes? At what point do I look at the way she dresses or the way he dresses? At what point do I begin to see that he is having an urge over me? At what point do I look at my neighbor and say, oh, so he just bought a piece of land, eh? So he sent his children to Europe to study, eh? Okay, we're going to see. At what point do we realize? Because probably we need to start questioning and asking, at what point do these things happen to us? It is about self-development. Opinion is self-development. My opinion counts about you when I examine my own opinion and begin to ask the reason. If it happened to Thomas Sankara and it happened to a very close friend, it's not the first. To Patrice Lumumba as well. All our leaders have always been gunned down or killed or murdered, as we are saying or claiming, by the closest. Why? Why? Self-examination. Where does it start? We need to know the root cause. We need to know at one point. Yes, Marsha Lawrence, it's important, instead of always tied or blaming and accusing others. At what point? But even the spirituality or the Christians, they say it before you even pick a stone to throw at the prostitute. And I don't know, when Jesus asked them to throw a stone and nobody did. Why? Self-examination. We're not here in the church or anything. We're talking about reality. We're talking about reality. We're talking about facing our own demons. Thank you very much, Kofi. We want to hear from our sisters here calling into the live program here today. It's a live program. I already said it. We shared the number. You're open to call and share your opinion. It's going to motivate each and every one of us. Please, we're sharing knowledge. We're educating ourselves. And remember, this is what Pan-African Daily TV, means to us, means to you and me. It is our kinetic knowledge of self-development of ourself by us, from us, to grow. Because we have never grown. We say, yes, thank you, 12:12 Central Standard Time. We have always said it. Why do we not grow? We have questioned this. And we're just taking a simple case study. Why do Africans not support Africans? Why do we are our own? Whoa, and sometimes we even put the curse again and say, oh, we are cursed. Oh, we are this. No. Maybe the battle within us is really so strong that we need to start questioning. And to be honest, I am of the opinion that we don't even know. Because when we know better, we do better. But we don't want to touch these uncomfortable topics. We don't want to face our own demons. No, we enjoy when we accuse each other, or we accuse someone else, or we put our own blames. We enjoy it ignorantly. To be honest with you, I really just still don't think it is us. It is the hijacked part of us that we don't even realize, that we are not conscious of the decisions that we make. And we stay in our baby stage, thinking that we want to kill someone else. It doesn't matter how you kill that someone. If you just betray one another, it's already too much to kill. It's even better maybe sometimes to kill. Okay, it is too much. But are you conscious when maybe you are doing, or like I said, at what point am I conscious that my reactions have changed? I'm not the Dr. Susan Tata that I used to be. I'm not as humble that I wanted to be. Now my ego is eating upon me. God. And we have seen how even siblings kill one another. We had a very tragic case where a husband killed the wife. We have this domestic violence. It's the same also. The wife killed the husband. A lot. But at what point and why do we not get confronted with this? Because we are always saying it is the devil. It is the devil. Who is the devil? We want to know the name of that devil. We want to know the devil, and then the devil tells you, go and pray to a God. And we want to know who is the God and who is the devil, and how really we can. How can we take responsibility? How can we start being aware? Honestly, how can we start being aware that the same these changes come from within us, even if it would happen and become someone else? But how do we begin to train ourselves to know when these changes develop within us? When am I jealous of one another? How do I know that I'm even jealous of a friend? Do I even know? Do I even know how it creeps upon me until I plan and I execute and I'm happy about it and I'm proud about it and I'm unrepentant, like we say. I hate this word. And I don't want to recognize it, and I enjoy it, and I'm proud about it. Yes, I did it. You know, and even in our local African communities and in the village, and even in the systems, we used to hear, yes, I have money, I'll kill him and go and pay. I'll buy justice. I have the money, I have the means. Some other opinions are saying, yes, it's money and power. These are all things. So should we just be like that without having money? Should we? Should we not progress? Should we not grow? So this is some of the challenges that we have to start to clean the basis of us uniting. This basis, if I'm conscious, we're talking about our consciousness, we talk about brainwash. If I'm brainwashed my own self, I'm so sorry. It doesn't mean I'm selecting the comments. It just happens that, you know, it falls on some of, I don't know. Wow, I'm so happy that we're having a caller here, but please call on the audio, because I think you're calling on the video. Call using the audio, because if I pick it, you're going to be talking to me. Okay. Is it possible if you can call on the audio, you just call on the video? I'm so sorry. The caller that was coming in is from the United States. I'm so sorry, but you call using the video icon. Just tap the audio so that our followers, our community, our family here is going to be in touch with your opinion and your message and your teaching. Our spiritual global positioning service is out of sync. Totally agreeing with you. I do agree. I do agree. Funny you're having this conversation today. This was an earlier morning topic my immediate family was having. We ended we ended with an individual word on the word was power. Wow. Elizabeth, it's not a coincidence. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling and sharing your opinion with us. Hello?
Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
This is Kennedy Sankara calling from Nairobi, Kenya.
Thank you so much, Kennedy.
Yes, I'm calling to give my opinion on what's going on in Burkina-Faso.
Yes.
Yes, but again, let it be remembered that these are a fortunate and unfortunate month for the people of Burkina-Faso. We all remember that on 15th October 1987, the iconic military captain Thomas Sankara was assassinated. But I believe history, the moment things change, they remain the same. History is just repeating itself. Whatever is transpiring today is a reminiscence of what had happened earlier. Remember the coup that led or pushed Sankara to power, there was this one called Council for Popular Salvation, the CSP. I mean, they were conscious of the exploited nature of society, and the military interveners, or whatever we call them, they presented themselves as saviors. Hence the coup that, the coup before Sankara became president, through the radical sector of the CSP, which became Council for National Revolution. So just as Captain Batiste Ouedraogo, who was the military coup leader before Sankara, we also have this one who was called Paul Henry Damiba. And there is a very interesting contrast between these two leaders. One, Sankara was just a military captain. Today, the one who led the coup, is also a military captain, Captain Ibrahim Traore. Both are leading coup against generals, because Batista was senior than Sankara, and even Paul Henry is senior than Ibrahim. But all this has something to do with the West. And in French, they will say, trop c'est trop, enough is enough of them. Back to history of Burkina-Faso's revolution. You know, Sankara's vocal refusal to model the Burkinabe revolution after those of other nations distanced him from potential allies, amongst them being the USSR, Libya, with both communist powers, and ultimately they were alleged to have played roles in incapacitating its leadership. The USSR backed the oppositional communist labor unions, and the Libya army trained and armed Liberian mercenaries who, later collaborated in Sankara's assassination. The inadvertent collusion of neoliberals, capitalist and anti-capitalist communists in Sankara's death is one of the great tragedies and ironies of the late Cold Wars in Africa. You know, it is the assassination that gave rise to 27 years of presidency by neoliberal autocrat, Compaoré, with close ties to the colonial and imperial powers. So that automatically makes the elimination of iconic Sankara devastating. So whatever is happening today, as a patriotic and Pan-Africanist, I believe it has something to do with the West. And this is something that has taken shape in most of the West or French colonies. The instability in these countries has something to do with the mother French colony. Unlike the British territories, the French colonies have always survived on military takeovers. Who is behind it? That's a question we must ask ourselves. The mutinity, the instability. Now Burkina Faso is talking of Islamic insurgency, the insecurity. Who is behind it? These are rich countries. Look at DRC Congo. Congo is one of the richest countries in Africa when it comes to minerals. They produce, I believe, a reasonable percentage of metallic objects or phones. The nickel is produced from Congo, but Congo has never enjoyed peace. It is always war after war. The value of that mineral extracted and sold is enough to protect the economy of Africa, but they are the most poorest people around who is fighting the people of Congo through Congolese themselves. So these are questions that we must ask ourselves as we try to dissect and determine the root cause of revolution. But again, Sankara was a brilliant idea who wasn't allowed to live. The ghost of Sankara will still haunt the people of Burkina.
Okay. Thank you. I think, I'm picking another call. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're live. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for answering. Oh yeah, it's so great. The chat is wonderful. Yes. You know, the thing about it is that how do we do it? Like Mr. Parker said, we need a point of a starting point, a point of direction. We need to gather. First of all, Professor Barlow said, those who destroy are weak people. See, when you don't know yourself, if you don't start inside, improving yourself, loving being Africa, we will always have destruction. Okay, that's the starting point. When we start to love ourselves, and then we will love each other, we cannot hurt someone else with love within us. Okay, no matter what color they are, but especially one that reflects the same color that you have, you will love them also. Start at home. Okay.
So
love you.
Thank you so much. Where are you calling from? The audience is asking, those that are listening.
I'm calling from Germany, Kaiserslautern.
She's calling. I mean, we all hear her voice and we know who this is, isn't it? Thank you so very much, our queen, for your opinion. Of course, it starts all with love and it has to end with love. Thank you so very much. I'm picking the other call, I think. Yes. Thank you. Keep your calls coming in, please. Keep the calls coming in. We are on opinion. I'm sorry, you just call again using the video call. I think your opinion, the first caller, is very, very relevant, and we would like to have you as guest on the Pan-African Daily TV because it's all about like the lectures that you're giving is very important. We're taking calls that are really just short opinions and how do we do. We already know this. We know, I mean, history or politics, whatever has informed us where or what the invisible hand that is always behind this. But the question that we're asking ourselves is, like we say, invisible. And France would always say, you didn't see me do that. You did not. You did not see me do that. I was not a Blaise Compaoré. It wasn't a white French man. That's the thing. That's the key fundamental thing. Why, even if it has to be someone else, why do they have to come through me? Please, no video calls. If you're calling, you call using your audio. Because if I pick the video, then we're going to lose the stream. Right? And of course, we're sharing our opinions here. So I know most of us, we use the wrong buttons. I do appreciate your colors and the information is right. Like our sister queen from Germany is saying, it starts with love. How can we do this? Yes, I love you. You love me. We started as good friends. Our opinions were good to liberate our people, to free our minds, to teach and educate, to bring skills, to bring development home. I love you. We are siblings. We grow up in one country, in the same house. Then maybe I win a contract and then I travel and then you became jealous. What is just wrong here? Hello? All right. I think we're losing you. Please call back because you're not connecting. We are losing you. Just call back. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I picked up, but I don't know whether it's your network or mine. Call back. We are here. Yeah, we were about analyzing the purpose and the reason. And I just love the fact that Sister Elizabeth said, particularly this topic is what we're talking about in their family reunion today. So you see, I always say, there is no coincidence in anything. Everything that we discuss on the Pan-African Daily, I mean, the universe has always given a witness to the topics that come up, to what we should be learning. The spirituality that binds and unites us, give us exactly what we are supposed to be learning. I didn't talk about this topic yesterday because, like I said, I don't decide which topics It just comes that this is what we should. And this time, this season that we are entering, it is a season of examining. Today is the 1st of October. I don't know about Gregorian calendars and months and stuff, what they mean. But I know about the seasons because our African indigenous spirituality knowledge, we have always worked with the seasons, not even just the month and the calendars. But this season, it's a season where we're just coming from our new year, and King Maponga is going to be educating us on that. And this season is always a season where we go into ourselves to examine, to criticize, to question our own contribution into humanity, to ourselves. Our opinion counts. And the question is, if we go into that season, why am I always apart? Greetings. Thank you for calling. Where are you calling from? Please state your name, where you're calling, and go to the answer. You're welcome.
Thank you, Susanna. How are you? Okay.
Thank you. If you call me Susanna, then I know you're very prominent.
My name is Benjamin. I'm one of your students, Pan-African identity students, but I'm home in Ireland now.
All right, Benjamin, your volume is so low. Can you do something about that? Because we're really at 100% so that the audience can get you. Thank you for being our student.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's much better. Much better. Go ahead.
Thomas Sankara was like me. Listen to me.
Yes.
Thomas Sankara was like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There will always be thousands of us coming out. You know where we're coming from. But Pan-Africanism, I told you before about 4 years ago, it's not by race. It's a spirit that rise up and say, this Africa is mine, and I have the right to build it better. That's Pan-Africanism. It has nothing to do with education. It has nothing to do with anything. Sankara was a god. I want to cry, but I don't want to now. There's a lot of women and kids. Listen, no. Thomas Sankara was a guy that wanted to show black people that we can do it our own way, from our shoelace to our tools to whatever mechanical ingenuity the West has right now. We can do it ourselves. And this is what the West look at. They know we talk a lot. They know there are a lot of black people that complain. But what they hate is a black man that can actually do it. Thomas Sankara was a black man that could actually do it. And his own was very dangerous. If Sankara was alive today, maybe a lot of Africans want to kill him as well, because he will make all this institutional educational system we have right now look like we are nobody. And truly, they are nobody. He was a soldier that wouldn't mind going to live in the Burkina-Faso village until all the wells and all the schools are done before he leaves. He was that kind of soldier. You can't get that today. Today, you have to be a PhD holder from Harvard or Cambridge. You don't have to speak well. That's all black people look at. Or that's what black people look for. To get a Sankara is very difficult. I've always told black people, nobody will be your Sankara for you. That's a fact. Nobody's child is going to come back to you and sacrifice himself and be Kwame Nkrumah for you. Nobody's child is going to be Robert Mugabe for you again. Nobody's child is going to be Gaddafi for you again. The Africa you want, so like, you remember that statement we said 4 years ago?
Yes.
The Africa you want, you have to get up and pick it up. I told a Kenyan student, I said, look, if it's about getting rid of the Chinese, if it's about getting rid of Macron, if it's about getting rid of...
Benjamin, can you do something with your volume? We keep losing you. Can you do something? Your contribution is so... Yes, correct.
We can help you from the diaspora. No problem. Look, Susanna, I'm not lying. I have chased France out of Jerusalem like a baby. They are crying. They hit me more than they hit the Jews. I did it. And I did it from my room. The same room I was sitting when I was talking to you. That's why I did it. I didn't do it from some match. We can do all that for you. And we'll be proud to do all that for you. To get rid of some French guy that thinks he owns Burkina-Faso is a piece of cake. We can do that. But when that French man is gone, the vacuum that is left, who's going to take care of it? Is the black man still going to be crying about Bob Marley's song and Lucky Dube said this? Those things don't fix Africa. Those things will never bring food on our table. You need a black man that's ready to sacrifice his career, his life, and champion an idea that uplift black people themselves, by themselves. That's what Pan-Africanism is. It's not a story, it's not a title. You can read about Nkrumah all you want. But if you don't desire to build your own dam, your own village, your own schools, even a hall in the village, then maybe you're just reading books like Shakespeare and what's the other one? William Tell, which the white people are reading here. We might as well all start reading like that with them. Because the white man, I will always use the Germans as an example. A German was finished. He was divided into three. He was a nobody. He was a peasant. A German used to walk in Nigeria looking for jobs. When my uncles were in Nigeria in the 70s and 80s, they used to get jobs before a German. That's how poor Germans were. But look at them today. They are the champions of the European Union. Why? Because they put away the idea of who is the best and who is this. And they came together like a pack of mongoose.
Correct.
And they went to save the Germany they want. And the Germany they want is the Germany you see today. It didn't come from some talking or who is the best, who is this. No. That's why when you look at Germans, you don't see any great Germans. No, because they have removed the idea of greatness, one-man greatness from their mind. And it's about building their own Germany. And they did it, some sacrifice for themselves for it. That's why they built the Germany you see today. The Africa we want today has become like a music story. It has become a reggae story. It has become an African artist. I told a good friend of mine yesterday, I said, look, I'm full of so much words. I can give you music words that when you hear, you would think the guy is a god. But to me, it means nothing. Because a real man takes action and he enforces the action. And he makes sure those actions stand so that the next generation can follow up. We sitting down talking. The Pan-African Code is becoming a music story again. It's like Lucky Dube or Bob Marley or Alpha Blondy, my favorite African reggae band. It's becoming like that. But it's not what it's about. The Africa you want is about you. It's not me and you and everybody. I say, let's pick a village in somewhere where we all don't come from. You are West African. Okay, I'm a West African. Let's pick Nairobi, one school. Let's spend a year fixing it to show by talking, by instructing, by addressing, doing it ourselves, made in Africa, and then present that to the Africans. Every one of them will do it. But if we keep on into the idea that, oh, when this one say what is right, when this one say what is this, when this one say what is that, Susanna, we will be there forever. I have liberated Britain from the European Union. I know many people don't believe me, but I know you believe me. I have set Prince Charles free. Now he has a kingdom that he's not owned by the European Union. He can even get rid of his Commonwealth, and you have a British Empire belonging to himself and his gold. Nobody can challenge him. He has enough army to defend his values. I did that. Why am I looking at Africa as if we can't do it? How come white people know that, Ben, you were part of this idea, but then when you go back to your black brothers, they will tell you, look, where's your Harvard and Oxford University? I said, those things doesn't bring you leadership.
Correct.
Pan-Africanism has nothing to do with degrees. It's a spirit.
Yes, I agree.
It's a spirit. Robert Mugabe always cried. You know, one of my favorite things about Robert Mugabe that I thank God for, and I told the British before I came back home to Ireland, I said, look, I am glad Desmond Tutu, who used to insult him all the time, and you British, I'm glad God kept him alive for him to show that you people don't even value democracy. I had to force you people to accept Brexit after 2 years of voting. I'm glad Robert Mugabe saw that one of his vagabond, stupid son is actually doing it right before he died. I'm glad I have so many things I can champion myself with.
It's okay.
Yeah, I have seen the American dream without touching on the soil of America. When I followed Trump, I didn't follow him because I was a snowball. No. I followed Trump because I wanted to prove the world that I can make a white man do what he said he would do. Trump promised us that he's going to have a prison reform where he's going to bring a non-violent black offenders out of prison and he's going to give them a job. Not only did he do that, he partied with them in the White House. He had a party with them, and I wish I was there among them. And I said, this is my American dream. You don't have to be in America to champion that dream. I saw my brother come out of American Yale and learn a trade like carpentry, electrician, or computer. And then he came out and he partied with Donald Trump, and he went home and he has a job. That's the dream. Africa can do the same thing. Susanna, it's a piece of cake, but we've been indulging ourselves in the idea that only the elites of Africa can help us. No. Susanna, the elites of Africa, it's not like they have been bought by white people. I won't use that word again because it's not true. Let me tell you why. They have them by the balls. Most of them, because of certain previous crimes they committed before they were who they are today, the West can bring that stories up and it will make us hate them. So they have to shut up and do what the West wants. Let me tell you when I was in Britain, where I found out that Ronaldo can't build one district, one party for Ghana. Yes, he can. He can even use, so that me and you, we can sit down less than an hour. I can show you how to build one district, one factory in Ghana with just Ghanaian prisoners. That means I don't need the students, I don't need the workers, I don't need the police, I don't need Ghana Army, just the prisoners in Ghana. You can show them what to do. Give them 3 years, they will all have every district in Ghana, one factory. You know why Ronaldo couldn't do it? Macron gave him money to forget about his childhood dream. Macron gave him 170 million and told him that, you know what, forget about your childhood dream, don't do it. If you do it, the rest of Africa will follow. We will have no interest to control Africa anymore. We have power to come, and a practical educational African is the most dangerous. And Kuma told us, and it's true. I've studied so many things about the West, and I've seen, and I said, a practical educational African. That means an African that don't just talk, but he can actually do it. And they can show us. He used 17 days. He used 17 days. Do you remember when the COVID, we were all running away thinking we were going to die? They kind of used 17 days to organize his boys and fed the whole Biafra. The white people like, no, fuck that, lock that monkey up. Lock that monkey up. He can actually do it.
Thank
That's
you.
why they lock him up.
All right.
You understand?
Yes.
Suzanne,
thank you so much.
you want, we can all do it. But let's stop championing the idea that it is in some Harvard University lecturer's mouth or in Cambridge lecturer's mouth, because those people, they have them by the balls.
Okay.
They promise you heaven, but when they become presidents, they can't do it. Thomas Sankara was an African that proved to the French that he can actually build Africa. So
all right.
If anybody wants to know about Sankara, I want to tell you, he's a pure Pan-African, better than any of us from his generation. Even you can't compare Rollins to Sankara. Sankara will sleep in a farm if he wants to. That's the kind of African. If you can't be like Sankara, stop talking about him. Read his books, listen to his music, and love Burkina-Faso all you want. Nobody's going to hate you for that.
Okay.
But don't ever think you can be like Sankara. When you can't build a village, you can't build anything. Because Pan-Africanism is war. It's war against poverty. It's war against Western imperialism.
Thank you so much.
Everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you for your call. Thank you. Now you're connecting back. We're grateful to have you. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Thank you. Yes.
I love everybody.
We love you too. Greetings to Ireland. Thanks. Bye.
Yes. Irish people love you. Believe me. Strana, the best white people in the world. I'm telling you. I'm not lying, and I've always not lied about it.
Okay.
You want to love a white man, go love a paddy. But even if he hates you, he will drink with you.
Thank you.
Okay. I love
Bye. Bye. Okay. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Yes. I'm laughing because yes, of course, we should talk. We love to talk. We should talk, but we should talk about things that actually bring us closer to our progress, bring us to our development, to our self-development. And right now, like we say, yes, we are on opinions of Africans. Why do we think that the ghost of Thomas Sankara might be haunting Africa, for killing one of their own that stood up for them? This is just a case study, like I said, on Opinion Tonight. It is also something that is relative, from our little homes to our communities, to brothers and sisters, to best friends, to colleagues. It starts small before it grows to the monster that we're talking today. So sharing your opinion is very relevant to us. Calling in to advise us, to teach us what is it that we should know that we can do together. Kemet University, as you call your Pan-African Daily, as I said, all of us are professors. All of us teach ourselves. All of us mentor to ourselves, because you know what the 12-12 values is all about. Professor Baina said it. I'm sorry, we all said it. It must be 12 and 12. It can never be just 12. It must be 12 and 12. So we have to build together. I'll be rounding up this conversation. I think it's really getting up to, we started at 18 o'clock. I know a lot of people know that we do have our long conversations. And it's rather unfortunate that we're still not getting into a YouTube premium. We would like to get back in. We would like to upgrade to that level. Why? What does a YouTube premium does to us, it actually takes us to the space where, hang on, hold on a minute. Thank you. Okay. Our YouTube premium takes up to the category where we have to listen to our conversations, not conversations, to our educational session without interruption, you know, without having to get a commercial on it and stuff like that. And you do all know that the Pan-African Daily TV is not an entertainment. It's not, we just don't come here to entertain ourselves. We come here to build ourselves. Because if we don't build ourselves, we cannot build the Africa that we want. If we don't learn from each other, if we don't learn to criticize ourselves, if we don't learn to argue, if we don't learn to listen, these are skills that we all need to build the Africa that we want by Africans. And most of these skills have been distorted from us. We are so distracted and focused on the little things that do not matter. So we'll be coming up, like I said, how can you support us? How can we support ourselves? How can we keep these infrastructures and our programs running? Apart from just donating, and like I said, it's a free will thing. Please just give because you want to give. There is no levy here. There is no obligation here because we are as rich as we want to be. But what we want to do is to offer always the opportunity for people that are asking how they can support. Because a lot of us just know how relevant it is for us to support one another, just like you're doing for Pan-African, just like we also take for Pan-African and we support others. And so we begin to also research on means and possibilities, how we can give you to support ourselves and how we support each other. Yesterday, I talked about it just briefly. We have been asking, and we see it most of the time, oh, why is Professor Pielo not coming? Professor James not coming? Oh, please invite them. Oh, Dr. Susan, we want to see this. For 2 years, these leaders have sacrificed their time, their families to teach us. It is a freedom movement. They have put their voices, they have put their health, and we do know these are elders. Most of them are really dealing with their health challenges now, but they wake up at every time, sit here to educate us, to teach us, to give back knowledge, free of charge. Okay. We all have benefited. We have more than thousands of productions that we have on the Pan-African Daily TV, free of charge. We have never asked anybody to subscribe to watch a video. We've never asked you to pay to watch a video. They are there. And that's why even when we were absent, more than 1,000, 10,000 subscribers were still coming in, even while we were away. Because we do the production of the Kemet University, the Pan-African Daily, for you. So even if you're not following the production session, which is live, you can always go back and watch. And I thank each and every one of you, because that's the freedom that we're talking about. But we have to pay attention to one thing. For us to show that we truly love our leaders, that we truly support our elders, and that we need their support, we have created the services on the Pan-African Daily. We call it support services. Support services mean you want to get a consultation with them. You want to ask one-on-one questions. You want to get seminars with them. You want to get webinars with them. Most of you keep throwing your question on me. Dr. Susan, I want the contact of Professor Pielo. I want the contact of, thank you, Janet. I want the contact of Professor James Moore. Of course, we share these contacts. But because of data privacy, which you do know, these are our leaders. These are our elders. They deserve a lot of respect from us. They're not just a pizza service. They're not just a pizza service. In the beginning, when these professors knew we needed their attention, we needed, they needed to give back. They put in their life, their health, and everything. You could see Dr. J. Jefferson, even on a wheelchair. Most of them are elder. They're in their 80s, 90s, right? They spend that time sit here educating us. We are young, We are strong, me not anyway, strong, energetic. We work, we save, and we give our monies into things that don't matter. No, I will not accept that anymore, because most of them, and we see most of our leaders, they die poor, working for their communities, serving us, giving all they can to us. Most of them die wretched. Most of them die, and we have to go contributing monies. How we have to relocate them. Okay? So please, we are asking not for your donation. Donation is just one part of it. Like you want to support, is you're free to do it on super chat, like you're already doing. A lot of you are doing so incredible. Every little thing that you do is, we appreciate it. But like I said, it's not a levy. That is what we give, like Africans, how we support each other. I mean, we give rounds of drinks, we share. That's our tradition, that's our culture. And this culture, nobody has to ask for it. So please, even we have our senior executives who came here like, oh, we have to give. It's not compulsory. No. In an African tradition, we don't remind people to give. No, never, ever. We don't. We just know it's our duty to give. So what we do to tailor-make these services, to make these things function, to address your individual need, your individual concerns, to work for you, you work for us, to support one another without losing our face. Remember, we are against the developmental aid, always saying, oh no, we have to give aid to Africa. We have been against this. Africans have said developmental aid by the West doesn't help Africa. Okay, so what do Africans want? Africans say we can work together, we can partner together, we can do business together. Oh yes, I bring my business plan on the table, and then you bring your finance, if you have the finance, and then we work on a win-win. Exactly, that's the new energy we want to move with the Pan-African Daily. Of course, our leaders are going to be coming here. They're going to share these kind of sessions of empowerment with us. But please, we don't want to weigh them out so much. What am I saying? If you need a contact, you have to book an appointment. You have to book an appointment. If you need a one-on-one conversation with them, because all of us, we have our individual needs. You need maybe a consultation. Professor Pierre O. Lumumba owns the Lumumba Chamber of Laws in Kenya. They do international laws. They do all sorts of laws. The fact that he's an opinion leader that speaks out his political opinion, that's not his daily bread. He has all the channels where he can help you, whether with your family law situation, whether with anything that has to do with law, legal institution, he has it. Okay, so he can help you with a lot, but you need an appointment. You need to pay for his services. So most of us are dealing with all these challenges. We don't know. Even the diaspora communities, we need lawyers, like we say, global lawyers, international lawyers, African law firms that understand our challenges, that understand even our processes as families. Now we're coming up into a system where we say most of us are psychologically, our brother Parker said it, our psyche has been tempered with the traumas, with everything that we've gone to do with. Now we are moving to the level of offering healing solutions, not just talking, like our brother Benjamin was said. Pan-Africanism is not just talk. Of course, we should talk. But now we have a lot of expertise. You have gained a lot of expertise and knowledge, general knowledge about Pan-Africanism, about love, about empowerment, about how we can support each other, about all that we can do. These are experts. These are the best, world class, the best of the best ice cream. These are those that we have hosted on the Pan-African Daily, and more still to come. But now we want to tailor your need individually to help you as a person, as a community, as a family, as a businessman. We want to create digital business space is what is giving people the freedom to earn their money, to even create their money. to build cryptocurrencies, and people have the choice now. I told you yesterday, the world is coming to a point nobody is going to raise you. Our children in the future will not be raised. They would just bring their passion to make money. They're already doing it as we speak. The social media has given every African the possibility to create, to innovate, to sell on the digital space. To get connection with the diaspora was a war before. To connect or to send money or to talk about projects like our brother Benjamin or to be schools, it was a talk of war when we could not even see each other. Oh my God, talk less of a media. And Dr. Susan Tata is sitting here, Nana Efua is sitting here talking on her media. When on earth, when on earth, we used to see all these things on CNN, BBC, German television, and we thought it was rocket science. This is me sitting in my humble studio, and I direct even my program alone. I don't have, like I said, I don't have even the technicians. The boys are gone. They're big. They have their own individual lives as well. They've gone out to meet their friends this weekend. Of course, I cannot deprive them of that. But today we host our own platforms, thousands and millions, create even applications. Nobody would ever give us that. We used to know only about Facebook. Who even thought on earth that we could have an Afro World TV app that is a Facebook-like app? Who? And then we do our own things. I mean, come on, give me a break. The world has just opened up and is at our feet, where we can create our media, we can use our talent, we can use our resources, and you people are watching. We can share our topics. We can do anything. We have to stop recycling our problems, our challenges. Problems would never leave us. Somebody will always kill one another. But we are saying, why should it be me? Okay? I mean, we have to move, people. We need to move at the speed of light and development to become the best of what you can be. If you look at this social media space, come on, my darling, we see small videos in the village of the village, places they used to call dark of dark. Like in my village in Woko Achatugi, no light, nothing. People are creating their shows right there in the village today. They're creating their shows today. They're going live on their channels. All these things we used to look and say, oh, we watch Christian Amanpour, we watch Oprah Winfrey, we watch look at Brother Tyler Paris. Come on, give me a break. Africa, how much blessings do you want? What do you need? You have it all. You have it all. You talk about your power, but you still always, we always go back to the powerless attitude. You know me, when I get to this point, then I'm unstoppable. Because that's really all these political things. I mean, we can talk about it. But when it gets to empowerment of who we are, that's where you touch me at the brain. Look at Brother Tyler Paris. Look at oh my goodness. What are we talking about here? Refurbishing this too much of a problem makes us poor and limited. That's why I work with my elders. Believe me, don't think I'm a one-man team. No, all the ancestors, you see all of them, from Professor Baina Bello, from Sister Vanna May, from Sister Sanovia, from all of them that you see here, from Professor Pialo, from Dr. Arikana. It's a whole mega structure. Those that are advising, those that are teaching, those that are motivating, those that are transiting when their time is over. What is it that we want? You have everything. Family, you have everything to make you grow. You have the teachers, the highest teacher with the biggest knowledge, even the wealthiest. Okay? What is it that we need? We need the power to believe. We need the power to develop. We need the power to criticize ourselves. We need the power to challenge our knowledge. We need the power to challenge our demons within us. We need it. Yes. I challenge my demon every day. To be honest with you, I go to Susan.tata / panafricandailytv.org. Book an appointment, book a one-on-one with any of our leaders. Be ready to pay a fee for it and be proud of it. And be proud of learning from great teachers. Don't be shy. Don't think if I book an hour with them. These are professors. They spend all their time learning. And the learning of what they did was not only academic, but even the spirituality learning. You know how many times they give up? How many times they miss bullet? How many times they've been sick? How many times they've been destroyed in their brain? How many times they're under attack, psychological attack? Because like I tell you, people, it's not easy when you fight. It's not easy when you stand in front line. It's not easy. Not that somebody is wanting to kill you, my people. No. It's not always somebody wanting to kill you. It is because of the knowledge that you've been given by your ancestors to your people. And it's so much. And they give you every day. They give you more and more. You rise, they give more. You rise, they give more. You rise, they give more. Okay, so that's the point. Please, diaspora, support the projects on the continent. We have this so much money. We have it. But we use it on things that maybe are not relevant. We're privileged, we're protected. Some of us don't work because we choose the jobs. Of course, we choose them. We selected, I don't want to work this. I feel like I don't want to clean. Or we work out of passion. That is how privileged we've become. We work, we do what I like to do. Our brothers and sisters on the continent, our youth, our elders, no, they do it because they must do it. It's not about passion. In Europe, in the diaspora, we privilege. We sit and say, oh, you know what? We go for interviews. I want to put, yes, I want to do this. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't feel like I want to. We work out of passion. We earn money by passioning what we're doing. No, it's not the same. Our people are suffering. They do things because they must do it. They must do it. They don't have a choice. Our people got trapped into lies, into manipulations, even from us, and we intentionally do it because we know being in the diaspora, it's like an open door. And so we have a lot of people, we manipulate the audience on the continent. We show them even things that we are not. We get married to them with different intentions. We have a new wave of people. No, I marry my woman and they stay home and I stay here. What for? What kind of family is that? She's a woman or she's a man. No, I marry my husband and I stay here and he stays there. When did we ever have such family structures? When? But this is uncomfortable to talk. Face our own demons. We're just so uncomfortable to face it. And we might be having good intentions, very relevant to do it. But sometimes we need help. We need support, how to do it the right way. Not that maybe even, yes, it's not wrong doing that. But sometimes we lack the skills. We lack the support to help us do it. Okay? So let us help one another. That's what we're doing. But like I said again, services that we'll be offering on the Pan-African Daily are limitless. Limitless. Because we have the skills and the brains and the know-how and the technology and the money from us to us. The diasporans have everything. Everything. The diasporans have the skills. The Africans have the spirit on the continent, a little bit. Okay? So you see, when we say we have too much work to do, it's not a work of sitting and having time to jealous one another. For what the heck? Until even killing. Now you kill Sankara. Where are you today? Where's Burkina-Faso today? Where's Africa today? Now I betray you. Where are you today? Where's the other one today? What have you gained? What has made the difference? Apart from your ego, apart from your ignorance, what is it that has made me different? Apart from my ego, apart from my apart from my ignorance, apart from my canal. What? Oh, brother Parker, I love what you're saying here. The lower frequency, the stomach, the 3D, food, eat, and sex. That's it. That's the lowest. And that's why the communities bring us to that lowest dimension to always say, the basics, they call it the basic needs of a human being is shelter, food, and clothing, isn't it? That's the lowest dimension a human being can be. And the system has put you in that. No, we need to rise up, people. We have a lot. We have a lot. So you want to book an appointment with any of our leaders, with any of our teachers for your individual needs, they are available and bookable. You just need to save your money to have, whether it's a one-on-one conversation for 1 hour, all the rates are going to be there, because we don't want to do the same thing. So only suck the energy of our leaders to sit and they entertain us. Okay. And we love it when they come and they speak, and we always pay attention. Of course, we're learning a lot. When are we going to start giving back to them? When are we going to start giving back to them, my people? When are we going to be selfless? When are we going to say, I'm giving this because Professor James deserves it? Professor PLO deserves it. Dr. Susan Tata deserves it. Professor Baina Bello deserves it. Okay. When Dr. Arikana deserves it. And then we begin to pretend, not pretend, go through this strategy again, like the West is doing to us. No, just give donation and just we like hand clappers and beggars. No, no. Book your appointment. Do you want to share our web space? Oh, we have a lot of them. You pay for it, for us to roll your banner. Do you want your text to be rolling, your company and everything like this one? Yes, that's a price to pay for it. And you know why? Because when we are on a win-win, we don't lose face. But when you are on always the begging, you lose your face. And that's why even when we support our projects, we don't want the projects to grow. And so, or when you support the Pan-African Daily TV and you see Dr. Tata wear something new and you say, you see, that's our money. We're very good at that. No. And we support people. They should not even ride a good car. Then you see, those are our monies. And that's why we begin to say, what do they even take our monies and do with? No, nobody's asking for those donations. If you don't feel free to do it, all we're doing is offering the possibility for you to support your businesses while you support us. And that's a win-win feeling. And that's the right way to do it. Okay. So you're not ashamed. Nobody's ashamed of doing anything. Just come and ask, I need this. We have a lot of our comrades in the diaspora. They want to go to motherland. They need connection. They need somebody to even take them along. If you are offering a service like a travel agency, please come. We advertise your service and the audience can know that they book tickets from you. And that's also one thing. We do a lot, but we don't promote it. We don't promote it also from one thing that we are not ready to pay for the services because it's an African. But we promote the white institutions because we would do that. Show me. Look at our travel agencies. Even if it's just a barber shop, why is it that I'm quick to support the other one? Bring your businesses on the Pan-African Daily. We're going to run your adverts for you at a very cheap rate. You know, the million followers, you know, our platforms, how they generate a lot. Okay. Bring those banners, whether we are using our website, whether we're using our social media space, whether we're using our platforms, we're going to do it for you and you're going to generate an income. Africans don't know where to book. Africans don't know where to shop. Africans don't know even restaurants to eat. Africans don't know where to go and dance in their community. You know, we keep going always to others because we don't bring those services on. Okay. So bring your businesses You're going to pay just a little fee, of course, because it's work. It is work. What do you think our professors spend time doing? We have a lot. Who is that? And we have some scammers that keep asking us, oh, how much do I pay you to put an ad? I can pay you 700. You pay attention to that if you have a YouTube channel or like our own, and you have some of these, I don't know who they are, always coming, oh, I can pay you €1,000 to do this. Don't take that. Don't even respond to such texts, okay? Advise you. You know our contact, you know our connections. If you want to work with us, you want us to put your businesses on our platform, or to put your initiations, or you want us to help you get a contact, you want us to network you with our professors or our teachers on a one-on-one, on private businesses, on lawyers, whatever, on therapies, and whatever. We have the biggest know-how. We have the biggest. We have one of the biggest cardiologists, whether it's a heart failure or whatever. We have the highest qualifiers, and they have clinics. We have even home health services in the American community, even in the European community, run by Blacks. That's going to be our next topic that we're going to be talking about. Okay? Yes, of course. We do. We are a non-profit. But what does it mean, non-profit? These are also things that we have to educate ourselves on it. I'm a consultant by private and a journalist, but we run non-profit all our platforms. What does that mean? That's also still going to be a topic. Okay? Why do we keep recycling our problems when we have our solutions? We have so much home health care services. I just saw a brother posted his car, and he was like, they do transportation for elderly people, right? In the community. I think it's in Detroit or something like that. Why are these businesses not known? Who are the one using these services when it's not us? I'm very happy Afro-Cancer Lodge is inviting the Pan-African Daily to come and stream their services, and they are taking charge of everything, and they are giving us even a location where we're going to be there to take your consultation, whether you want us to be in your community to promote you. So you're going to be meeting us there. Okay, post it. We want to promote what we Africans are doing, because that's the empowerment. The empowerment is not only coming to talk about, oh, who's killing our people or who are killing us. The empowerment is that we are not promoting services done by Black people. We don't. And that's why when we don't have it, and then, so we're going to come live sales here. You're going to come introduce your business to us, and at a very small fee. Economic development. Yes. Growing our platform. That's our businesses. And if you want to invest in the Pan-African Daily TV to take it to the next level, let's talk about that conversation. All right. So yes, we are so much powerful. Bring your businesses, pay a small amount of fee to Pan-African Daily, and in the cost we take and settle our bills, and we promote you so people can get engaged, and then we can know we're doing Black on Black businesses. You see, that's what I was saying. Most of it, we only see that we don't promote each other. What should we promote if we don't even know? What? A brother is asking. A lot of Africans in the diaspora don't even know how to travel to the continent. Who is going to pick them from the airport? Who is going to take them to hotels? Who is going to take them to neighborhoods? A lot of scammers have created all these kind of institutions, and they are distorting money from our people. I have a lot of complaints on our Pan-African Daily desk. People that have promised to sell land to others in Ghana, and they have chopped their money. Okay. And that's how also we are. But on the Pan-African Daily, before we would put your service, it means we know you. We have done a due diligence of the accuracy. Okay. We're not going to take any of your penny, all right, to promote your business when you yourself are not reliable. Okay. So I think, please just give me a minute. I don't know whether the boys are around and someone is ringing. And like I said, I'm alone, but just watch our commercial. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. Okay, I'm back. Wasn't even just that, was just a curious never. All right. So yes, I'm back. And like I was saying, hey, please bring your businesses. Ah, what? Okay. Again. Please. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer.